right? We got the 4 links to make it go like this. Now we need something to keep our rear end from going this way. I think that'll be the thing to do. We'll just make our own. So now it's time. Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. And what we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's Ford FD-100 pickup, the Foose design kit they put out a while back. And we're doing this quite a bit different. So if you'd like to get caught up on that, there's a link down in the description to a playlist. You can get completely caught up to where we're at now. And where we're at now is working basically on the back half of the chassis, or the back half of the drivetrain and chassis. We've got to get the entire drivetrain taking care of, the whole four-wheel drive system that we decided we're going to do. I don't know why, but we have. But so we've got to get that figured out. And what I think I've got settled is essentially the transfer case back. So let's take a look at that and kind of how we got here. And you know what? One of the first things I want to talk about is the Panhard bar. Basically, the way it was set up, or at least molded to this rear diff and rear end, it basically laid in here like it connected the 2 outside frame rails, which does not look right. It looks more like some kind of like stiffening bar instead of Panhard bar. So first thing I did was cut that out. And then I thought, well, I'll go ahead and just narrow it down, because what we need to do is essentially, where's something I can point with? Let me use this here. We need to connect it from, the rear end, or the rear end housing here, to the chassis, to the frame rail. So what I thought we would do is connect it from here over to here on the chassis. So which that would require narrowing it. So I thought, okay, I'll narrow down. Basically I had to cut it and then glue it back together. But that makes such a weak point and whatnot. What I think I'm going to do is just toss the old Panhard out, just get rid of it totally, and then I'll just go into Tinkercad and model one up. It's just 2 cubes in a cylinder, So I can make it exactly the length that we need. Now, the next thing was also I needed to get the 4 link, or well, I guess the four front links of the 5 link setup here. And so, the lower links are actually very easy. So they're in here and they'll just connect. Hopefully you guys can see, they'll just connect right here to the frame rails. And that has our lower links set. And what's nice is I can use these to, these upper links, or lower links, I should say, to kind of center up and make sure our rear end is square. So I'm going to use those to do that. But then we need to make connection with the upper links here, which come off or connect here. So I had to actually essentially just put in a little piece of styrene, little flat styrene here. So because they are connecting below, or actually with the car upright above the frame rails. So I just added those in. And what I also did, if you can see, let me make sure you can see, I took them all the way down flush to the bed of the floor. So that gives us, because basically I'm gonna have to cut this floor bed out, and that gives us another point when I put the new bed in, or the new bed floor in, another point of reference to where they need to come down to. And I think it looks nice too, to just, give a full bracket there. And then I think I'll go in, and on the back side, I'll build in some gussets, kind of like you have the gussets here and on all the different brackets. So I'll build in gussets on the back side to make it look the part. That's no big deal. But that's got our 4 link set. So I think that'll work perfect for that. I also had to go in, I guess I should mention the majority of what I was doing to make this happen is I had to shave all of the notch here, both sides, way down, so that I could get this rear end to sit all the way down as far as it needs to go, so that the point, the axle point is at the right point for the wheels to sit low enough. So I had to, these notches that we made, I had to just shave them way down. And then I also had to shave down, and you can probably see it here, I had to shave down the frame rail on the bed also, so that it would sit far enough down. Also had to notch here. This is all very simple stuff. It's just time consuming, because I didn't want to go too far, so I'm just sanding it all down. It takes a little bit of time, but I also had to notch the front of the bed here and the back of the cab here. And I think that's going to be just fine for heading into our transfer case and then having our transmission plug into the transfer case up front there. I think I think this drive shaft's going to have to be lengthened, I think. But we'll come to that when we start working the front end. We'll get drive shafts the right length and whatnot. But that has everything laying in there. Now, the only problem that I ran into, or I guess another problem I ran into, were our rails that we put in here, because we've got to build in mounts back here for the airbags. And one, it's going to be tight. Using this Bronco rear end, you can see, especially on the driver's side, it's going to fill this area right here, the airbag will, and it's going to be tight in there. We'll probably build off of where those are actually the lower links. We'll build off of their mounts for the airbags, and then we'll probably hit the shocks off the outside. But we'll build bars in this way. But you can see I had to put new bars in across our notches on top of the notches. The reason I had to do that is those mounts for the lower four-link bars banged into the bars, the notch bars. I don't know what we call these things. The bars where the notch, or bars where the airbags were going to be mounted, they were hitting. I was like, why can I not get this rear end further up? There's nothing in the way. And then I realized, it's hitting the bar. So I had to pull those out. And basically what I've done is I've just put new bars in on top of the notches. So they're, I need to cut them down to be flush and whatnot. And then what we'll end up doing is probably putting a bar across, and then those will be our mounts for our bags. And then I think I'm trying to see, those might actually be the mounts for the bags, and then we got to have shocks probably come maybe to this back bar. I don't know. We'll figure that out where our shocks are going to live, but it's going to get tight in here, especially on this driver's side, because there's just, the rear end from the Bronco is offset, over towards the driver's side. So we'll have to make sure all that fits. The other thing too, we are going to have to, I didn't bring it up, but because our interior that we've kind of built for back here, we had cut, notches into it. Well, those are going to have to be adjusted. For now, we have these bars up here, and we're going to have to make it all look nice. But the good thing is it's working. And I wanted to mention, probably should have mentioned this earlier. I had a good comment, because it didn't really cross my mind until I saw the comment. I'm like, oh yeah, this is very true. We can't have, if we're going 4-wheel drive, I can't have these tall diameter rear wheels and then the shorter diameter front wheels. They have to all four be the same diameter, and I can't go to the tall ones up front. So that means we're going to have to go to the short ones in the back, which I think, let me see if I can get it I can kind of get it off-centered. In fact, let me go this side. It'll fit a little easier. I can get it off-centered. I mean, I think they're going to look okay in there. I'm sorry, I have to do it off-center because the rear end's in the way. I think they'll look okay for size. They're definitely going to fit, and it's fitting. This is how I can tell that the rear end's going to work, because we've got it's there. You guys probably can't see. Let me tilt it up so you can see. We can get the rear end high enough. It's right there at where the hub is. Hopefully you can see that. But I am going to have to go to, now what we can do is I have another set of wheels, so we can use all four front wheels and tires, I should say, all the way around. Or what we're probably going to do, just do our own wheels. Well, we'll print some out that we really like, and then I can adjust them however I want. And I can put a back set, so I could back set these a little further so they're fatter. Do a fatter tire in the back, we can make them what we need. I can adjust this here too, for our offset and then for our axle size, where I could actually use the little connection here probably for the wheels, which would be nice, right? Obviously, they won't fit right now. Now I could drill that out and make it work. But if we did our own wheels, I can make it exactly what we need, the exact offsets and back spacings and front spacings and whatever we want to do to make them fit in there just perfect. But that's where we are in the back in the rear end, I think we're good to go. I mean, fine tuning. I got to clean up these, and I want to add the gussets and a little bit of fine tuning. But as far as the engineering, I guess we should say we're there. I think it's going to work. Let me know if something doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's nice to have outside eyes. It really is, because you get kind of into it and elbows deep in it, and you miss things. I think the way we're wanting to do the Panhard bar is going to work. I just put this in upside down. I do it every time. I think that's going to work to go from the housing to the frame. That's what it should be doing, right? We need a bar that's just going to keep this thing from moving this way, right? We got the 4 links to make it go like this. Now we need something to keep our rear end from going this way. I think that'll be the thing to do. We'll just make our own. So now it's time to get busy with the front. And this is going to be a whole nother story, I'm afraid, because we're going to work this guy in. I think it's going to be our front kind of clip. And then we'll have to make sure and be able to get the motor to fit, get the front diff to fit, get bags to fit, get the shaft, that drive shaft to come out of there. So anyways, we got to get all that to fit. So that's what I'll be working on next. If that's something you're interested in, make sure and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out. Hit the like button if this is something, if you enjoy these updates, getting to see at least how my brain works, I guess. I hope it doesn't. I hope it's a good thing that you're seeing how my brain works. But anyways, let me know what you think. I want to hear from you down in the description. Hit that like button, hype button, subscribe button, all those buttons. Do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I've got a lot of figuring out to do up here. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.